Madame really like gave us hope for the French program at Foothill, because when it was the old teacher, we were all really scared and no one wanted to take French anymore. But like once we found out there was a new teacher coming, we were all kind of like excited but still nervous because there were just so many bad reviews from the old teacher. But like Madame has exceeded all of our expectations, and she's made French like something I look forward to every single day. And like, I don't know, it's been a really great time with you, Madame.
So the thing that makes Madame a special teacher, I think, is that every time you go in or like submit an assignment, you're never really like scared that she's going to be too harsh. She always has looks for the positive things to say. She's an extremely supportive person, and she laughs at all of our like dumb jokes. So I think you made the French program so special because, I don't know, like it just felt like you were both a friend and a teacher to all of us.
So Madame has made French special for all of us because she gave us a bunch of new opportunities, like the French Honor Society, and also she helped me make French Club. And then also she brought in a bunch of speakers like Monsieur Mogenet, the author, and also Mr. Dacour, the guy from the consulate.
So French has been really fun these past 3 years because Madame is just so nice and funny and sweet, and she makes learning French really fun. And I feel like French is the one place that I can truly be myself. I can say anything or do anything crazy, and Madame will still let me stay in the class and like accept me for who I am. So I really want to thank Madame for that. And I think that we were all kind of nervous going into French as a freshman because we had heard so many crazy things about the French program, but for sure it's been a great 3 years, and I wish Madame could stay next year, but it's okay.
Madame has made French a really special class for me because whenever I'd go in, I always feel really comfortable in there, and she really encouraged us to be ourselves.
My favorite memory in French was definitely the cooking project that we had to make, where me, Valentina, Eleanor, Alina, and Peggy did Kardashians Take Chopped, and I was Kanye. That was pretty interesting, and I love French, how it lets me take on like all these different personas, like Justin Bieber's wife and Kanye, and I don't know what else I've done, but like it just really like allows me to like just be free and like do whatever I feel like while still like learning the language and stuff. So I have a lot of memories, but I think Kanye was probably the best one.
So like Saloni, I have just so many memories in the French program. I think one of the memories that really stands out to me is when we were freshmen, Lily, me, and Lucas made this ratatouille, and we slaved over this ratatouille. Like, we put our heart and souls, we put saffron in that ratatouille. And we get to school, and Cameron, we love Cameron and everything, but I guess he out-ratatouille'd us because his ratatouille ended up winning the French contest. Ooh. And you know, it's all good, but I don't know, it just stands out because it was just one of those moments where it's like, not to mention the kitchen fire we almost started, but that's a different story. It's just one of those things where you remember, you think back to your high school and you're like, oh, ratatouille, like French, I get it. That was a good memory.
Okay, so the Phantom Opera was probably the most memorable thing. It was just a really cool performance, and I'm glad Madame gave us that opportunity. And then of course there's some other memories that I probably want to forget. Like, for example, one time we were doing the baby project, and then I put a fake baby picture, and then Madame caught me. But then as well, like, oh yeah, Sanjit and I, we were doing the baking contest or something, and then I just made some fake cookies. I put like a dough in the oven, and then I took out the fake one, and I was caught again by Madame, but I think it's okay.
So my favorite memory probably has to be freshman year. It was me, Lucas, and Cameron. It was our first, I think, jeu de rôle that we had to do, and it was supposed to be about our daily routine, but of course, being us, we turned it into something weird. It was, we made Cameron into a fat dog, and Lucas and I had to like walk Cameron. We called him fat, and we had to like,
You whipped him?
yeah, we kept whipping him until he died. It was honestly the weirdest thing I've ever done.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I just remember, like, after doing that presentation, I was like, Madame must think I'm like the weirdest person ever. And looking back, like, that might have been the weirdest thing I've done in high school, but I will truly remember that as the day that you finally realized we're crazy and you realized what you had to go through for the next 3 years. But that is definitely my funniest memory that I have in French. It was just so weird.
My favorite French memory was freshman year when we went to see Le Fantôme de l'Opéra. That was really fun for me, and I had never been to an opera before, so I really appreciate Madame taking us to that.
So French has opened a lot of doors for me, like because of like French Club and Société. I've had like so many leadership positions in school, and like I've learned so much from just like being able to like handle like the position as secretary and like being involved with Madame and Valentina for planning all these different things and like working for the future year and stuff. Like I feel like it's just opened up so many doors for me, and like I'm interested in like pursuing studies in like France and stuff, and like French has really just opened my eyes to a lot of different doors that I have to like follow different paths that I could take. And like I know that if I hadn't taken French, I wouldn't have like known all these different things about how like college in France is so cheap and like the different career options I could have because I know French, like working in the UN and stuff. And so I think just like having French has like made me a better leader, a better person, and just more qualified for life.
Well, as we say in French Honor Society, l'homme qui sait deux langues en vaut deux. And I think that really applies to my life because I'm just so much more of a whole person now that I know a second language. Like for example, I was hiking a few months ago and I was able to explain directions to someone in French. And that just made me realize that there's a whole other facet of the world that I wouldn't have been able to access if it hadn't been for me learning this language. And that all, of course, goes back to Madame, because without her opening that door for me, and without her like encouraging all of us and teaching us and passing on that knowledge to us, we wouldn't have been able to know all the French that we know.
So freshman year, like I felt really scared for French because I felt like I didn't speak any French. But then, like as we got into the higher levels for AP, I felt like we're a lot more fluent now, and Madame really gave me like the bravery and the language levels to be able to study in France next year. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I thank Madame for helping me.
So French has definitely influenced my possible career choices. So I was like discussing this with you earlier, like possibly pursuing international relations and how French can be really beneficial in that type of career. And also like when I went to France last year, it was so like cool just to be able to speak French with other people and like be able to interact in a different language, something that I never would have seen myself doing like 5 years ago. So thank you for teaching me French and for like encouraging all of us to continue. And honestly, it's been a great 5 years, including middle school, but I just can't believe that like I understand another language, and it's just so cool to be able to experience that, and I'm so thankful for that, for you teaching me that.
So French has shaped my high school experience because right when I came, I joined French Club and then later French Honor Society, and I've honestly had such a blast with those clubs, and I made a really close group of friends with them, and it's honestly going to be one of my favorite high school experiences.
Thank you so much for everything you've done, Madame. We're gonna be forever grateful for all your hard work and encouraging us to learn this language, and we're never gonna forget you. So, nous aimons. Merci.
Also, Madame, you have to give us our college diplomas, okay?
Yeah.
Or high school diplomas.
Bye, Madame.
D'estrade, il ne monte